You didn't ask me to put a garbage bag in the trash can. You only asked me to take the garbage out. He says after I cooked a steak dinner, baked dessert, cleaned up the entire meal, and cleaned the kitchen myself. I literally only asked him to take the garbage out and he didn't put a bag back in the can. Wow. That made me furious. I know it's the mental load that made me frustrated. Just looking for a space to vent and hear the relatable stories. My ex-husband told me once that he took the trash out in hopes that I wouldn't notice what else he didn't do. That comment just made me notice that he didn't do much else. He also suggested we get divorced by a certain time since football season is about to start. I get so down on myself sometimes because the bar was literally on the floor, it was so low. I am remarried now. Turns out I didn't have to live my life chained to a lazy ass. That's funny. I didn't think you were stupid. That is a man who doesn't deserve any more home-cooked meals. I've heard this conversation between my friend and her husband more than once. Her, you still need to do your dishes. Him, oh yes. I looked at them earlier. He means it. He wants credit for having looked and thought, oh yes. The dishes are a thing. Look up Why Does He Do That? Inside the Minds of Angry and Controlling Men, by Lundy Bancroft. Once a guy gets you to take the blame for not being specific enough, it's over. He'll keep playing that card on you until you're drawing flowcharts on butcher's paper for how to go grocery shopping while he internally laughs at what a gullible bitch you are. You can use your brain and do the whole job. Or I can find a new boyfriend who doesn't piss me off. Up to you. I broke up with that guy. Have the most amazing boyfriend now who is a complete adult and not a disgusting animal. Weaponized incompetence. Baby, it's 2023. The girlfriends ain't got time to raise men anymore. If he cannot figure out the basics on how to live alone. From how to cook simple meals, clean a bathroom, kitchen, dust, vacuum, and mop. Send him back to his daddy and mommy and let them finish their job of raising a competent human. If he can't manage to put a new bin bag in, I'm genuinely curious as to how he manages to function in general. Does he need someone to explain to him that he needs to both inhale and exhale in order to live? Please show him the comments on this post, so he knows just exactly how his behavior makes him seem mentally deficient. What you should do is make a giant steak, veggies, mashed potatoes, his full home-style favorite meal, but only for yourself. When he gets angry and asks what is going on and why you didn't make him something, just answer, "You wanted me to cook. I did. You didn't ask me to cook for you." Well, you didn't specifically tell him to come back in, either. Common fucking sense to put a bag in while your hands are dirty from taking the previous one out. Most of the time, we put one in as soon as we lift the one going out, in case someone needs the can immediately. No one is this stupid, right? It has to be on purpose. When you ask him to take out the trash and he takes the bag out of the bin and just leaves it on the kitchen floor. Oh, you forgot to thank him for his minuscule addition to the household chores. Don't you know that when you thanklessly do 98 of the work that you're supposed to show over the top appreciation for his too? Obviously yes. Yuck. It actually shocks me how many women are living with actual man babies. You didn't tell me to wipe my ass. You only told me to shit in the toilet. This guy. It took a hot minute, but my 9-year-old son has finally learned that take out the trash includes replace the bag. Call whole man disposal services, they'll put him in a trash bag and cart him away. Yes, the whole man. If I had tried that shit with my mom when I was 10, I would have been grounded for a week for lying and disrespect. How do you bring yourself to have sex with that? How many years you spend pissing on a toilet seat before someone told you to put it up? Hal Moore's The Green Mile. I once asked my ex to put the plates in the dishwasher. He went to the pile of washing up on the counter, picked out the plates, put them in, while leaving all the cutlery, bowls etc. on the side. Is old mate a literal child? My son wouldn't have done that as a teen. It's a duh moment. Of course a bin needs a bag. Duh. My son has been capable of replacing the bag in the trash can since he was about 6 or 7. He's nearly 20 now. It honestly sounds like you need some relationship weight loss. Lose that useless dead weight. Straighten your crown. And walk on. My 17-year-old stepson does this exact kind of shit. Like, are they computer programs? Must input exact instructions. It's not fucking cute. You bet your ass I call him out on it. I wouldn't put up with it in my spouse either. It's funny too. Because he never does it at work when he takes out the trash. I have to tell my 23-year-old son that replacing the bag is part and parcel to taking out the garbage, otherwise he's half-arsing it. That literal Larry shit gets old fast, and I don't blame you one bit for being pissed off. I'd cook him a half-assed dinner like opening a can of soup and some poorly baked crescent rolls out of the tube kind of dinner. Then tell him you're not hungry and let him eat by himself. Tears of joy, tears of joy, tears of joy. My parents are staying the weekend and my dad asked me today, is there any laundry that I can help with? No, someone did it during the week. My husband answered. Who does he think is the someone? A maid? Housekeeping? Ick. This is why wives of the past would grind glass into food before it was served. Absolutely petty shit he gave you. When I was 19, I was working as a pizza boy. Delivery and at the end of the night mop and take out the garbage. I have this memory of my boss looking at me and saying, you know what the last step of taking out the garbage is? I didn't know what he was talking about. He handed me a garbage bag and said, getting ready for tomorrow. I think about it every time I take out the garbage now, decades later. Is this a husband? Live-in boyfriend? Casual Netflix and chill guy? Or friend? Because your next steps depend on the nature of your relationship. Weaponized incompetence. These men have discovered if they do it wrong, they won't get asked to do it again. Then they wonder why we begin viewing them as man-children, incapable of doing things most adults can do or being responsible. I didn't tolerate this shit. And responded by showing him exactly where the trash bags were, how to put one in, and then refusing to do anything further on the next meal until the situation was fixed. Don't reward them. Look up weaponized incompetence. Weaponized incompetence at work. He's an adult. He shouldn't need you to tell him how to take out the trash. That's a task a 7-year-old can accomplish. Tell him, I'm not your mom. I'm not going to raise you and teach you how to be a competent adult. That's not my job. This is your house as well. If you ever see a job that needs doing, I expect you to do it without me having to mention it. Pretend like I don't exist and keep your house clean. Like a normal grown-up can. Next time you should only cook for yourself and pull a you didn't ask me to cook you dinner. You only asked me to cook dinner. Unacceptable.